Peru is a country abundant with breathtaking sights, both natural and man-made. Lexus and I chose Peru because we knew there would be an endless amount of activities to take part in and countless adventures to pursue. From the precise architecture and engaging history to the rich cultures and the natural wonders, Peru offers something for the thrill seekers and the book readers alike. For those not interested in forests and nature, the country also contains various aspects of city life, both modern and classic. Located on the northwestern edge of South America, much of Peru is covered by the Amazon rainforest and therefore offers a diverse variety of wildlife, plant life, lifestyles, and resources. The Republic of Peru is home to over 30 million people, almost 10 million of which live in the capital, Lima. The major languages are Spanish and Quechua, and two well-known landmarks are the Andes Mountains and the Amazon River. Peru's national currency is the Nuevo Sol, or simply Sol for short. It takes 3.37 Nuevo Sols to make up $1 US. Peru's national sport is soccer, but Peruvians also practice taekwondo, basketball, rugby, volleyball, surfing, sailing, shooting, and tennis, to name a few. For our trip, Lexus and I decided to visit Peru during the month of June because the rainy season typically lasts from November to March, meaning April to October is the dry season. The seasons in Peru are the opposite of our seasons, so winter in Peru, from November to February, tends to be higher in temperature than summer in Peru, from June to August. Taking the trip in June puts us in the middle of the dry season, but also puts us visiting during one of the quote-unquote colder months. Typical June temperatures range from 59 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, so Lexus and I will bring long-sleeve shirts, jeans, and light jackets. As much of our trip involves excessive walking, we also make sure to bring comfortable walking and hiking shoes. On June 8th at 9:40 a.m., we'll board our United Airlines flight from the William P. Hobby Airport in Houston, Texas to San Salvador, El Salvador for a 3-hour and 15-minute layover. Next, we'll board an Avianca flight from San Salvador to the Jorge Chavez International Airport in Lima, Peru, with an estimated arrival time of 8 p.m. Once we land, we'll take a taxi to our hotel, the Ibis Lima Reducto Miraflores, to check in. The hotel is less than a 1-mile walk to the city center, where there are many restaurants, bars, and local attractions to look at. Like many other Latin American countries, the minimum drinking age in Peru is 18 years old. On June 9th, we'll focus on visiting many of the famous museums in Lima. After eating the free breakfast provided for us at the hotel, the first museum we'll visit is the Museo de Arte de Lima. Famous for its black and white tiled courtyard, the museum houses many famous paintings and sculptures from the earliest Andean civilizations until modern times. Afterwards, we'll make our way to the Museo Larco, which includes gold and jewelry treasures from the ancient Peru and the renowned erotic collection, not pictured for obvious reasons, one of Peru's most celebrated attractions. The Museo Larco also holds the largest and most important archaeological collection of ancient Peru in the world. After a lunch at a local restaurant, we will then go to the National Museum of Archaeology, Anthropology, and History. The extensive archaeological collection of this museum includes more than 100,000 items from the pre-Hispanic cultures, including ceramics, metals, funeral offerings, and carved stone figures. Lastly, we will go to the Museo Oro del Peru. The only exclusively private collection on our tour, Museo Oro del Peru, assembled by Miguel Mujica Gallo, is famous for its wide assortment of pre-Columbian gold handicraft, weapons, ceremonial objects, jewelry, and gold from both the Incas and pre-Inca civilizations. After a day of museum tours, we will embark on a day-long tour of the El Comotal, San Lorenzo, and Palomino Islands. Once we reach the Palomino Islands, we'll be able to swim in the Pacific Ocean surrounded by friendly sea lions. The tour will also give us the opportunity to see many seabirds such as red-legged cormorants, pelicans, Humboldt penguins, the Inca tern, and the Guanay cormorant. On June 11th, we'll take a domestic flight from Lima to the Alejandro Velasco International Airport in Cusco, the heart of the ancient civilizations. Once there, we'll check into the Apu Ascaran Hotel in the heart of Cusco's city center. Like in Lima, this day will focus on getting to know the city and exploring all of the local attractions and restaurants. The hotel we chose is popular with expats and international travelers and includes a common area to exchange stories with the other travelers. The next day begins the second half of the trip, a tour of the ancient Peruvian civilizations. Today we will take a group tour of Machu Picchu, including a scenic train ride through the mountains. Machu Picchu dates back to the Inca civilization and is widely believed to have been used as a royal estate during the reigns of 2 Inca rulers. It is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world and was declared a Peruvian historic sanctuary in 1981 and a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983. The city of Machu Picchu was actually abandoned in the 16th century in approximately 1532, and the forest took over, shielding and hiding the city for centuries. Eventually, the city was discovered again centuries later by an American named Hiram Bingham. Now Machu Picchu is well known around the world and receives vast amounts of visitors each year. Perhaps more important than even the visitors, however, are the residents, llamas and alpacas. Visitors get plenty of chances for photo ops with these camera-friendly animals. The day after the trip to Machu Picchu, June 13th, we will travel 3 hours from Cusco to the Rainbow Mountains. After a short breakfast, it's a 3 to 4 hour hike to the peak. The Rainbow Mountains are a rock formation outside of Cusco, Peru, known for their colorful landscape with hues of purples and blues swirled within the brown rock faces. The hike is well known for being taxing for non-avid hikers, so there are options to ride horses up the mountains instead. On June 14th, the last full day of the trip, we'll splurge and go on a private tour of the Ballestas Islands and the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are a group of very large trenches in the Nazca Desert of southern Peru. They were created between 500 BCE and 500 CE, and historians agree that there are religious significances to them. The tour of the Nazca Lines includes an aerial tour in a helicopter, one of the best ways to view the hieroglyphics in person. After the tour of the Nazca Lines, we'll then go to the Ballestas Islands for a boat tour to view the rock formations and wildlife on the islands. At the end of the tour, there are many seafood cuisines to eat available on the islands. June 15th marks the last day of the trip to Peru. Our first flight from Cusco to Lima takes off at 5:40 in the morning. We'll land at the Jorge Chavez International Airport at 7 a.m. Our next flight is at 11:15 a.m. from Lima to Juan Santa Maria International Airport near San Jose, Costa Rica. There's an hour and 15-minute layover until our flight to Houston. We'll land in Houston at the William P. Hobby Airport at approximately 8:25 p.m. on June 15th. Unfortunately, our trip will not coincide with any national holidays such as Peru's Independence Day on July 28th and 29th. Peruvians celebrate Christmas and New Year's the same as Americans do, and they also celebrate All Saints' Day on November 1st and Immaculate Conception on December 8th. We will also miss out on the Fiesta de la Vendimia, the traditional wine harvest festival, Semana Santa, a religious festival occurring the week before Easter, and the Fiesta del Inti Raymi, the Festival of the Sun. During the Fiesta del Inti Raymi, there are competitions, folk dancing, rituals, and processions as the Peruvians gather to pay tribute to the sun god Inti. The festival is celebrated on June 24th in the Inca capital, Cusco, and draws in thousands of visitors each year. The festival opens with the invocation of praise to the sun god, and during the celebration, a ceremonial reading of a coca leaf will determine the fate of the Inca Empire for the coming year. In the ancient days when this tradition began, there would be a sacrifice of 200 llamas. Today, the festival ends with a ritual sacrifice of only one llama to the sun god, and so the llama population prospers. Though we'll miss out on these local celebrations, one thing Alexis and I don't plan on missing out on is the Peruvian food. Throughout our trip, we plan to stop at local restaurants to try the nation's most popular dish, ceviche, a combination of seafood and vegetables. We also plan to eat lomo saltado, causa, pollo a la brasa, and maybe one of us will even be brave enough to try cuy, guinea pig. Of course, we'll have to taste Peru's most popular alcoholic drink, pisco sour, and its most popular non-alcoholic drink, Inca Cola, which is as popular to Peruvians as Coca-Cola is to Americans. We'd also like to try chicha morada and chicha de jora, which are made from purple corn and yellow corn respectively. Overall, this trip will cost $6,634, with special consideration made for cost of taxi transportation, food, souvenirs, and emergency funds. We hope this vacation will teach us about the rich culture and engaging history of this Spanish-speaking country, as well as immerse us in an environment of natural beauty and breathtaking wonders.